of Life Support and Gratitude. I am here with Mark Friedman of Friedo Nation Productions, who is my personal podcast producer and does my videos and everything. Just to quickly recap, we have done 6 installments talking about Mark's his journey through recovery, and let's talk about what he's recovering from. Last August, mid-August, Mark walked into the ER here locally, threw your wallet on the counter. I just always want to say that because that's so impactful. Put his wallet on the counter and sat down. He was so weak, and he just said, "Take my information." And I think within 12 to 18 hours, I don't really know that time
Neither
frame.
do I.
What that time frame is, he was put on life support, and he remained on life support for over 30 days, in ICU for over 4 months, and then he was in rehab for a month. And Mark has come just an amazing journey, and he is here to talk about that today. What are you thinking?
Just, we've talked about it before, about how life changes.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, it changed in an instant. I mean, it was building up. I had my double pneumonia cough for about 3 months before I went to the doctor. But I went from being fiercely independent to being on life support to being able to do absolutely nothing without the assistance of others.
Right.
And now I'm on the other side of that, recovering, and I can do things for myself. And, I expect 100% recovery, which is fantastic. But what's going on right now, thanks to Facebook, I know a lot of you are watching us on Facebook, but thanks to Facebook, I've been getting reminders at least a couple times a week about how much life can change in 1 year. And everyone, you've been getting those reminders.
Mm-hmm.
If you're on Facebook over the past month, when you see, hey, here's this memory from 2019. Well, last year, things changed drastically for everyone.
Yeah. Well, that is a great reference point when you say your Facebook memories, because I remember you buying a motorcycle before all this happened, and how excited you were to have the motorcycle and to be out riding. And I remember you volunteering during COVID to help buy groceries for people and do things. And then the next thing, you found yourself needing that help.
Yeah. And that was actually one of the hardest parts, is because it's such a change for me, because I don't ask for help. And I'm the one that helps. But these Facebook memories, my gosh, I really started getting kind of mad when I would see the memories pop up, thinking, here's a picture of me and my Special Olympians from last year, basically 13 months ago.
Mm-hmm.
Was the regional basketball tournament.
Wow. Yeah.
And I'm like, wow, how much has changed over 1 year, the course of 13 months. And then you can really take it down to how much changed from the time I walked into that hospital, you just said 12 to 18 hours.
Yeah.
But I have no recollection of anything that happened after I literally threw my wallet at the person checking people into the ER.
Mm-hmm.
And
and remembering that's a time of COVID too,
yeah,
where you couldn't just go in the ER. I mean, remember
I got a COVID test that day.
I think
I told you that.
Yes, but I also think I heard through your brother through the Facebook post, you actually had 12 or 13 total COVID tests.
Oh, in the hospital. Yeah, they would give me a COVID test every week. But once I got out, and I've said this before, when I was in the hospital, I didn't want to look back at all. So once I got out, I started kind of looking back and going through my text messages. And the day that I checked into the hospital, I don't remember this at all, but I went back through some text messages that I'd sent. And evidently, I did a telemed call with my primary care physician. And evidently, once again, don't remember this, he had me go get a COVID test because I sent someone a text message saying, just got the results of my COVID test that I don't remember taking. And they were negative. But My
Understandably, though.
gosh.
Well, let's talk about those memories. Like when you look back and you're saying, the regionals or the championships, whatever. But let's look at those because it can be so frustrating to look back to see where you were. But let's look in gratitude how far you've come and how that helps you set goals, right?
Well, it does. It does. But part of the reason I think that it made me mad is because I was very grateful for my life.
Mm-hmm.
I had and I still am, but I had a fantastic life.
Mm-hmm.
I was very happy in pretty much every single part of my life.
Yeah.
Very grateful every day. And I look back at that time thinking, why can't it be like that again? And the truth is it can. And like you said, it's goals.
Mm-hmm.
It gives you, looking back at those memories, I can't wait to be coaching basketball again. Can't wait to be coaching golf. And I will be doing that. I will climb back into those situations. I'm going to be taking, I hope, trip to Israel. Did I talk to you about
Yes,
this?
you did. That's awesome.
So that's in December, and I'm about to sign up for it and commit to it, so that I have something to not just so that I have something to look forward to, but it's another goal, and so I'm grateful for everything I have. But my gosh, I look at my life before this and think it was a pretty perfect life for me.
Yeah. Let me ask you something though, and this is going to be I don't want this question misinterpreted.
Okay.
Do you think that you were so grateful and living the high life that God kind of said, I want you to appreciate this a little bit more? I'm sorry, that's probably a hard question, but
It is, because I can't imagine appreciating it more than I did. And that's one of the real hard things for me to figure out why this happened,
mm-hmm.
because I can't imagine, and I know it happened for a reason. I can't imagine that it was trying to send a message to me that I didn't appreciate my life, because I completely appreciated my life.
Yeah.
I can't imagine that it was to test my faith. And it has tested my faith,
Mm-hmm.
but I didn't think my faith needed to be tested. And there's lots of reasons that it could have been. The one thing I know is that it happened for a reason.
Absolutely.
And I don't think the reason is as simple as, well, Mark, you never trusted doctors. Now you need to trust doctors. I don't think that seems like just a very shallow reason. So that's one of the reasons I'm telling the story, is because that's the only reason I can think of.
Well, I think sometimes too, and you can tell me I'm wrong because we're good friends and you would do that. I sometimes think though, when God wants us to redirect and realign our lives, that sometimes he gives us situations and trials that we don't understand, but he always brings us out better.
That's absolutely true.
So, and it's not our place to understand God's plan. And, being as close as I am to you for the last 3 years, and all the work we've done together, even volunteer work we've done together, I know you well, and I know your faith. But Job was a faithful man, and Job went through a really tough walk. And so I don't know. One day you'll just say, "Oh, I get it now."
Maybe.
I don't know when that'll be. I don't know if we ever truly get it.
Well, at some point, I'm either going to recover 100%, and like I've said before, maybe come out of it better, because every obstacle I've had in life, even though it may have seemed hard at the time,
right,
I've come out on top. Or I'm going to go to heaven. So either way, absolutely. I win. Either way, I'm good. But I just wish that, and I do wish that the message was clearer to me, and what am I supposed to do with it? What's the purpose? And I think everyone's looking for purpose. And before this happened, and even now, I really believe my purpose has been to be an example to others. without sounding cocky,
Yeah.
but once you become a Christian, once you profess that faith, people are watching, and you want to be a positive influence on other people naturally. Anyway, that came natural for me, and I like nothing better than when people tell me that I've had a positive impact on their life or their kids' life or
right.
Their siblings' life,
right,
with the Special Olympics or whatever I'm doing.
Yeah.
So I mean that makes me feel real good. So
I think another kind of turning point that you've had to work through was when you found out how many people prayed daily for you, and you really saw the impact that you had on people's life before this happened that I don't think you were aware of.
No, I'm kind of distrusting of people, which I think is it's a healthy distrust.
A healthy distrust. Yeah. Okay.
But knowing people took time out of their days and their evenings, it wasn't just what's the word I'm looking for? It wasn't just lip service.
Right.
They were actually, walking their talk.
Right.
That was good to know. Now, it was pretty funny though, because I did have a ton of support from people that people I've never met. Which may sound odd, but being in radio, that happens. And one of the tricks that one of my therapists in the hospital told me about, she said, when you get to the physical rehab place, and when we say rehab, that's been kind of confusing to some people. It wasn't drug rehab. Yeah. It was physical therapy and occupational therapy. And one of the therapists at the hospital told me, said, "Hey, Mark, if you want to maximize your stay at the rehab place, you need to make it clear to the people there that you are single, you live alone, and you can't count on any support from other people." And so I did that. And the reason for that is that way they can explain to the insurance company, look, this guy doesn't have any help, so we need him here an extra week or two. Right. And they can justify it.
Right.
So I did that. I made it very clear. And then my second week into the rehab, I had a visitor that brought me a banner with all the people that put their pictures, probably about 3 dozen people that I think it said miracles for Mark. Yeah. Or something like that. And there were 36 people in the picture. And one of my doctors came in and looked at the banner and said, "I thought you said you didn't have any support." I said, "Oh, it's just Photoshop. I don't know any of those people."
The funny story behind that banner too is we had a group me that every day we would, kind of do updates and stuff before Joel started updating us. And it was funny because Cloney was putting together, a friend of ours, that banner. And I swear every time she had it perfected, someone else says, "Oh, I want to add my picture." And I bet there's more than 30. I think there's just probably, guessing. Yeah, I think there's more than that. But I don't know how many revisions she did.
Which, by the way, that's a good example. I didn't think Cloney liked me at all.
Oh, Cloney is one of the sweetest people, and you shouldn't. You're just hard on yourself. You're so hard on yourself. Okay, so last week we talked, and you said, "I'm getting rid of the cane. You won't see me with a cane next time." Did we achieve that, or?
I'm the only reason I am walking in without the cane, and probably shouldn't be. I probably should still be walking with the walker. The only reason I really had the cane was so stupid and shallow. In case I fell and had to go to the ER, I'd at least be able to tell the doctor, "I'm carrying a cane." But yeah, I'm walking 100% at home without the cane. I started walking in public without the cane. And I think in our last episode, I told you that the one thing I hadn't done was take out the trash.
Right.
And that day, that very day that we recorded, you got to understand, my trash chute is about as far away from my apartment as it can possibly be.
Right.
So not only is it a long walk, but you're carrying a trash bag. In this case, I had like 3 trash bags. Well, not like I had 3 trash bags,
I saw the picture.
and I'm walking without the cane.
Right.
It was ugly. It was
Oh,
very ugly, but I did it, and so that's good. I joke around about I don't want any Special Olympics pats on the back, and what I mean by that is, hey, Mark, you got out of that chair. Good job. I I don't want credit for stuff like that or
mhm.
overreaction, but that was an accomplishment to just take out the trash. So happy with myself.
I'm proud of you.
I'm still scared to do it.
Well, there's a lot of things in life I'm scared of too, but let me, because we don't know who our viewers are, we never know where Facebook and
Yeah, it's pretty amazing too.
yeah, so let's talk about that. So if someone's just picking this up for the first time, they haven't seen the other episodes and discussions, and they're struggling, whether they have a disability or, they've been sick and they're in a place mentally that they need help with. What do you want to say to them?
First of all, keep your faith. If you don't have faith, get faith. I know that's not as easy as I just made it sound, but all of this, life is so much easier if you, accept that there are things you can't control. And part of accepting the things you can't control is knowing that there is a plan and knowing and accepting the fact that you may not know what the plan is.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times you're not going to know what the plan is. Most of the time, you're not going to know what the plan is. But if you can accept that fact, make the best of every situation, understand that bad times are not permanent, and that's one thing I really like to say, even before all this, is look, the world's not a perfect place. Okay. And I think everyone grasps the concept of good times don't last forever. Okay. And what I'm saying is simply, if things are going really, really well for you, you kind of brought it up a little bit earlier. I think the natural inclination is, okay, things can't go this well forever. When's the other shoe going to drop?
Mm-hmm.
Well, here's the thing. The other shoe's going to drop. The world's not perfect. You're going to have problems. But just like good times aren't forever, bad times aren't forever either. And the more equipped you are to deal with those bad times, the easier they're going to be and the more successful you're going to be coming through the bad times. One of the things that's happening right now is, I'll be honest, I lost 4.5 months of income.
Mm-hmm.
Completely lost it. It did. I lost a couple clients also that had to keep their podcast going. But the situation forced me to do something I should have done a long time ago, is hire someone. I hired Chris Gross, who you'll hear on other podcasts. Chris is amazing. But the other thing that's happening right now is business is coming from everywhere right now.
Yeah, I know.
And the business is good.
That's awesome.
Right now. So, when I say that, bad times don't last forever, I'm experiencing that right now too.
Right.
Even though I'm not where I want to be,
mm-hmm.
I don't like the way I'm talking. I don't like the way I'm walking. I do get a little bitter when I see those memories come up on Facebook.
Yeah.
That why can't I be coaching right now? Why can't I be, not that I really ran the court in basketball practice, but I would play with my team. I'd scrimmage with them every once in a while, and I'd look around with them when the fat old man would beat them. But I want to be doing that stuff. I want to be riding my motorcycle. I need to accept all that will come.
Well, and I know you well, and you also look at coaching as, I'm grateful I did coach.
Without a doubt.
I'm grateful I do have my motorcycle for when I am going to be able to. And that gratitude with your faith is what's brought you through.
Yeah.
So.
Makes it a lot easier.
Yeah. So let's just wrap this up.
Please.
You gave great words. We'll be back next Tuesday again, and we're going to see how far Mark has progressed again. And, just blessings to everybody, and keep on praying for everybody that you know.
Thank you.